About 18 months ago, I made a rather poignant video on my channel called When Thameslink Trains Ran to Guildford, and it was about how I used to travel as a regular commuter from Ewell and Epsom down to Guildford, but really it was me lamenting the passing of time and how I couldn't believe we were all getting older and how we should get out and enjoy our summer and enjoy train travel. I find myself doing that again today here at Surbiton. You can see the train parting there because this also was another place that I used to regularly commute from. I used to use this as my morning station, doing my Monday to Friday job. I used to come down here just after 9, get the train in, and then in the evening, about 6, 7 p.m, come home again. This was my local station where I caught the train many times. And the weird thing is that one stop beyond, on the branch going down to Hampton Court, is Thames Ditton station. And it's weird to think, out of all the times that I ever got the train to from Surbiton station, I never went one stop further and went to Thames Ditton and got out. So today, for a very specific reason, I'm going to Thames Ditton station. So in the summer of 2017, I spent 3 months travelling the country, going to every station on the network, except I stopped at all of them, but I didn't get out at every single one. And since 2017, I've had a sort of side quest with a spreadsheet and a list, as I told myself, well, would it actually be possible to get out at all, and there's over 2,500, all stations on the network? How long would that take? Have I got time to do that? Should I be doing better things with my life? And I need to do Thames Ditton, which is why we're going there now. And obviously, every time you go to a new station, what you have to do is take a photo. So if the first thing I do is take a picture of a station, the second thing that I do is tick it off in my rail atlas with my blue pen. That is Thames Ditton complete. I should point out that Thames Ditton and Hampton Court are in Surrey. The Greater London boundary is just up there. But these two stations are in Zone 6. You can use Oyster to get here. So it kind of felt like the last London Zone 6 station that I needed to do. And I left it until the end on purpose because my total is also interesting, because I've also previously, over the last couple of years, done all of Kent, all of Surrey and all of Sussex. And now I've ticked off up to Zone 6 all of London, and that brings my total today to 1,558 stations. And as the total number of stations stands today, if my maths is correct, that means I've now completed exactly 60%. And obviously, after you've taken your photo and updated your map spreadsheet, the other thing to do is to look around the station which you've just been to. So I've had a quick look around Thames Ditton. I'm heading back to Surbiton on the northbound platform, and as I sit and wait for the train, my brain has gone to the point where it's looked at my rail atlas and it's thought, well, now that I've ticked off Thames Ditton, where is the next nearest station that I could go and tick off today? And it's Hook in Hampshire, and the train goes to Surbiton, and from Surbiton I can definitely get a Woking Basingstoke train which will take me down and maybe go and do Hook as well. And then I think, well, whilst that's a fun thing to do and an interesting thing to do, and another one ticked off on a splendid August summer day, there's a bit of my brain that says, is this a wise use of my time? And there's a quote which I discovered recently. I discovered it a while ago, and I will try and put a source in the comments to give it full credit. The magnificent quote reads simply, "Time is the only currency that you spend without ever knowing your balance, so use it wisely." And that's really resonating in my head, because as I get older, and I am lamenting time passing and getting older, the first thing is that time seems to be passing faster than ever. It was 18 months ago that I made the Thameslink Guildford video where I spoke about, in about April, May, the clock's going forward and enjoying your summer. And all of summer 2025 is now gone, and then we had winter, and now we're at the point in August 2026 where this summer is almost gone. And before we know it, it'll be winter and Christmas, and 2027 will be here, and time just seems to be passing at a terrifyingly fast rate. And my theory goes is that the older you get, the faster time seems to pass, or at least when you're younger, you don't think about it. And I'm definitely at an age, which is why I'm making a video, where all I do is think about how fast time is passing. So I've come to do my dramatic summing up on the platforms of Hook Station, but the clouds have just rolled in, which kind of add to the ambience. And weirdly, there's a smell of pizza in the air, and I can't tell where it's coming from, but it just really makes me want to eat pizza now for dinner. And the thing is that I've rather cheekily called this video something like, I'm too old for this, or should I be doing this? Am I running out of time for doing this? Or maybe even, am I too old to be traveling on trains? One of those titles will make this video, because I've come to yet another station, and all day I've been thinking it's fun to be able to say that I've done this and I've ticked these things off, but I guess in the back of my head I'm thinking, am I wasting my time doing this? Am I wasting my life doing this? Is this a fulfilling project, trying to get to 100% or 2,500 stations or whatever it is? It will have probably gone up by the end of this year anyway. I'm genuinely a little bit terrified, hence the existential crisis, about how fast time is going. As you get older, as I've got older, and I'm just getting older all the time now, as we all are, time just seems to be passing at a faster rate, which is illogical, because obviously time is passing at a constant rate. And I guess the only way I can really kind of like logically apply to it is to say that when you're younger, you don't think about it so much, as in how fast time is passing. And as you do get older and slowly older, then obviously you think about it more and more as slowly you realize that you're leaving your youth behind you. That train is heading north to London, which is where I need to be in about 20 minutes to get my train back home. I'm on the southbound platform, so Geoff, don't forget to cross over to get your train back in a second. But I need to sum up and use the word terrifying, because I was playing back this clip, which I was filmed just earlier. And time just seems to be passing at a terrifyingly fast rate, and my theory goes. And it is quite terrifying. As an Austrian poet wrote, a really famous quote, which I shall credit below, "Let everything happen to you," he says, "beauty and terror, but just keep going, no feeling is final," which is my summation of my journey today, because another story within a story is that this video has actually taken me multiple days to make. I had to come back to Hook, get some shots, get some cutaways, and all the whilst I've been travelling around and making those journeys, I realised that that is just my enjoyment. For many people, a journey, a commute, is just about getting from A to B. But as I'm sure you feel the same way too, for many of us, and I've said this before, so it's worth saying again, sometimes taking that train journey in itself, that simple pleasure, is what gives you joy and is what gives you purpose, and it's just something that many of us enjoy doing, and there's no reason why I should stop, no matter how hot I get or if it is winter. So I think want to sort of end with my own summation. It's not really a quote, but it's just to say, even though it is a bit terrifying, keep going, as you should too. Keep riding trains, keep traveling, keep having adventures, and enjoy the journey. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get my train home.